Hey YouTube, it's Aunt T. I'm retired, inspired, and fired up. Let's chat. Hey YouTube. I want to. Today is June 2nd, 2012. No, I'm tripping. 2021. 2021. Today is my grandfather's birthday, and had he lived, he would have been 111 years old. And when I think about my grandfather and what he meant to me, he was the example and the epitome of what a man is and should be to his family. And I also think about the respect and admiration I have for him. That leads me to the topic. I know I'm probably going to step into it and get drugged, but I have to go there. And I have to start with the question. When did we stop caring about how we look, how we present ourselves to the world? When did we get to a point that no one could tell us anything? When did that happen? Of course, it had to do, I'm talking about Monique's video when she lovingly admonished our young women to present their best selves to the world. And when they go to the airport and they go out, to not wear pajamas, bonnets, flipflops, and they just raked her over the coals. When did we get here? Ricky Smiley talked about it on his show. O'Shea Duke Jackson talked about it. We want certain things, but we're not. But we have the audacity not to accept any type of feedback whatsoever. It was never like that. I grew up where we respected our elders, and I still do. A lot of people that have worked for me are old enough to be my mother. I put some respect on their name by putting a Miss or a Mr. in front of their name. Even though they've worked for me, I respect the fact that they've been on this earth longer than me. Ricky Smiley said when we think about the greatest athletes, the greatest actors in the world, we think about the Denzel Washingtons, the Kobe Bryants, the Michael Jordans, and we think about all these people that we consider great. They had someone that they listened to. Because had they not, they could have veered off in the wrong direction. And they listened to them because the people cared about them. Cared about them. My mother was telling, there have been a couple of times over the past few years that I have either heard about or witnessed myself how primarily women, I'm just going to go ahead and say, there have been some instances of men, but primarily women, that come out of the house not looking like they give a damn. And when somebody tries to, talk to them lovingly, they get an attitude. An example? I was in North Carolina a couple of years ago with my mom. We were at a beauty supply because my sister was going to do my mother's hair. I'm stepping out. My sister and mom had already gone into the shop. I'm getting out of the car and I look to my side, and there's a minivan with two children in it. One was in a car seat. One looked like maybe about 4 or 5. It was 90 plus degrees outside. All the windows up, air conditioning going. Okay. However, it's 90 plus degrees outside. And how many times have we seen or heard about kids dying in cars? So I go into the store, but before I go into the store, I'm looking around because surely someone is coming out to see about these babies. After a while, no one's coming. I go into the store. I tell my mom what's happening. She said, call the police. The lady must have overheard us talking, and she said, oh, are you talking about that van? And we said, yes. And she said, oh, well, that's my van. And my mother said, go get those babies out of that car. It is over 90 degrees outside. And instead of this female saying thank you or yes ma'am or thank you for thinking about my kids. This girl had the nerve to get an attitude walking out the door cursing. What? And another example my mother told me about because I was not there, thank the Lord. She does a lot of interior decorating and she was at Home Depot, and while she was waiting in line, the girl in front of her was literally undoing her braids in the line, putting the braid on the conveyor belt. Like Monique, my mom talked, say, sweetheart, you are too beautiful for that. Please don't do that. You are too beautiful. My mother said, this bitch, oh, I'm sorry. Well, this female says, let me go ahead and get out of the store before I have to beat up an old bitch. I'm so glad I wasn't there, because it would have been a situation. It would have been a situation. And I'm just not comprehending when we lost our sense of dignity. And I say we because I'm speaking in general terms because it doesn't apply to everybody. But if the shoe fits, step off in it. I'm 54 years old. When I leave my house, I still in the back of my mind thinking I'm representing my mother, I'm representing my grandfather. Who raised you people? Who? I am a mother of a daughter, now a grandmother of a granddaughter. Where are the big mamas at? Who told you before you go out of my house, you need to look like you have some sense and act like you have some sense. Where are they? That's the kind of grandmother I'm going to be, because I'm not having it. And you will respect your elders. Let's talk about it for a second. Because of course, I'm not saying that my generation got it all right, because we didn't. We didn't listen to our elders either, but we at least had the respect to listen to what they have to say, even if we knew we wasn't going to do nothing about it. We had the decency to hear them, not curse them out, not say mind your damn business, not say, let me get out of the store before I beat an old bitch. What? What? But hold on a minute though. You got your hair did, nails done, lashes batting. You're gonna make sure that's done. But your kids running around like damn banshees. You looking hot, but your kid looks like they who done it and why, because you're so busy thinking about the wrong things. But there was a time that we policed each other. Policing is just a military term. I'm prior military. But we took care of each other. We come from a history of people that had dignity, that band together to move us forward. To move, not to go back wearing bonnets and pajamas is supposed to be for bedtime. I'm with Miss Janie on the Ricky Smiley show. I'm with O'Shea Duke Jackson talking about the respect, the dignity, the class. And can't nobody tell you nothing? When did this happen? I'm saddened by it. And quite frankly, I'm glad my grandfather's not here to see it. Because he and the people before him did not go through what they went through for us to act like damn fools. Like we don't give a damn. On his birthday, I show you who my grandfather was. These are him and his brothers. My grandfather is the second from the left. He's the tallest one. Fine. This is how we represented ourselves. Not with what we're seeing these days. I'm with Monique. And again, I'm sure if they're gonna talk about her like a dog, I'm sure whatever. This is a hobby for me that I just started, but I care. And maybe someone listening will think about it and say, well, maybe I shouldn't. I done ran into when I lived in California, I ran into a mini celebrity at the airport, at grocery stores. I'm glad I had my shit together. I'm glad I didn't walk out with no house shoes on. I've even been networking to the point that resulted in a job when I was younger. Thank goodness. I looked like I had some sense and some self-respect. Maybe, again, I know times have changed. We're a lot more relaxed culture, but this is too much. It's too much. And yet not enough. Too much of anything goes and not enough respect and deference for the experience and knowledge and wisdom that is before us, that you would just write it off. But you know what? It all comes back around because you ain't going to be young forever. You're not going to be young forever. Again, maybe I'm way off base. Tell me what you think. Respectfully, because it will be deleted. Like, subscribe, share your feedback with me. Again, I'm new to this YouTube game, but again, a new hobby for me. Share your thoughts with me. Again, like and subscribe. Till next time.